States leans into wanting this to be a structural and strategic advantage vis the Chinese for a long time, you're going to see an enormous amount of money and effort made to create a military, industrial, technological complex around AI through the United States with not just its core allies, but every country in the global south that can engage. So this is what you just saw with President Ruto from Kenya coming to Washington and becoming, for the first time for any African country, a major non-NATO ally of the United States. That is firmly aligned with technology and AI policy. You're going to see the Americans try to do that with every country in the global south, the lower developed countries, to ensure more influence. The Chinese will have more trade overall, but the Americans will have more access to data, more engagement through AI tools. And that is an area that if you are investing in a Western multinational technology company in the AI space in the US, those will be the deepest pockets out there. That's a really interesting trend. And this is not just about Alex Karp and Palantir. This is not just about what you would consider to be an AI company that's working on the military space, on drones and surveillance and the like. I'm talking, broadly speaking, about geopolitical influence around the world. Now then, you have all of the companies out there, all the countries out there that have access to inexpensive energy and water, right? Because, I mean, data you can develop data anywhere. What you need is the ability to run all of that massive compute. So as long as it is a stable country with rule of law that isn't likely to fall apart or suddenly nationalize you, they're super attractive. And I see countries around the world really wanting to lean in on this. The US-Canada relationship is becoming so much more strategically important because the Canadians are an incredible repository of really cheap energy with lots of available water, and they're really, really stable. Even though a lot of that area is not very populated, okay, you'll have to bring in labor, but that's going to really help take off their economy. And I see a bunch of countries around the world that have various stages of alignment with the United States, but that deeply want to take advantage of that. Now, in return, right, they want investment. They're going to want to have influence, control over some of that data, or they're going to want to be able to use some of that technology for their own populations. Those are deals that are going to be worked out. And then finally, you have a whole bunch of middle tier, and by the way, the Gulf states are going to be utterly essential on this, because not only do they have lots and lots of available energy, but they have incredibly deep pockets to invest in this stuff. You've already seen this with the Emirates. You're seeing it now with the Saudis. You're going to see it with Qatar, and that's going to be coordinated and aligned. And that's really going to shift. You've seen how the Chinese really need, all of the energy coming out of the Middle East. But this is not about suddenly shifting to an RMB strategy as opposed to the dollar. It is, again, alignment with China on one set of things, but on national security complex, including data and advanced technologies, it is overwhelmingly aligned with the US. So the geopolitics of AI is completely changing how we think about these alignments. It's fundamentally different.